Good morning and good afternoon, Nabo Nation. I'm Margaret Brown, and I am here with the amazing Cristina Heaney, and we are here to wrap up our live WBC. And high fives to everybody.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to say that I am here with the fabulous Margaret Brown, who keeps all of us so very connected. You did it even before March hit and this pandemic hit. So thank you for everything that you do to keep us connected. It's so great to be here with you today and to see all those that are out there enjoying their morning, their early afternoon. So thank you for allowing us to share some of our time with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cristina. We received, as the Nabo HQ team, and I'm sure we're going to receive more messages, and I'm not saying that to toot our own horn, but people had a great time this week, and I'm so happy that they did. I'm so happy that business connections were made. People were inspired. Yesterday, we ended with networking, as you all know, and one of the last questions that Beth and Deb had asked us was, what are you not going to do anymore? And so, like, how are you streamlining your life, your business? And, all of us, I heard so many people say, I came into this conference very overwhelmed with life. And this conference was everything to me.
Yeah. And you know what else? I thought it was funny because we would get into our little breakout rooms, and sometimes we were having so much fun visiting that we didn't actually get to the questions. I think one of your groups had that experience. But what I think is totally amazing is the fact that throughout the conference, even last week, and this week, of course, hearing the feedback of, I've attended some other virtual conferences. Some have been, men and women. Some have been just women's organizations. And let me tell you, this one ranks up high. Yeah. Really, really happy. I'm just not sitting back and hearing things. I can be interactive. And I think you're right. And you said that people loved the networking opportunity. And the other thing I want to say is, we all know this because I remember chatting with people during sessions when we had that opportunity, and also in the networking opportunities when we got together, the speed connecting networking, was that I met a lot of women that this was their first WBC.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. And they stuck it out all the way through to the end. In fact, I met this lovely woman yesterday from the Detroit chapter who just became a member in March and started her business the day before all this went down in March. And she was here with us all the way till the very last networking opportunity last night. I think that's amazing.
That's amazing. And there's another woman who did the same thing. She started her business, and then the next day, all the COVID happened. And she just joined Nabo right before the conference. And I actually did not know that she had joined Nabo, but she had, but because, I see people online all the time, and I'm as much of a Nabo cheerleader that I am, I do not force my beliefs on anyone.
They have to make the decision for themselves.
They need to make the decision for themselves. And I feel very comfortable living my life that way. So, but she stuck it out. She was like on every single event that we had. And so I know she got a lot out of this. And so
that's great. Good news. Congratulations, Nabo staff, sponsors, partners, and all of us. We pulled it off. Congratulations.
Yep, we absolutely did pull it off. And I won't even say what I was about to say, but I'm looking forward to 2021. I do not know what that will look like. So I'm not even going to speculate. All I know is that WBC 2021, no matter what state it's in, meaning online, whatever, will be fabulous. So, and the rest of this year is going to be really great as far as like the virtual programming. So Deb actually concluded the final networking session by saying there are still ways to connect. NAWBO National as a whole is finding ways for all of us to be connected, chapter to chapter, peer to peer. And so the NAWBO Institute is a great place for that. And we are just exploring and finding out how to make the NAWBO Institute even greater than what it is. So that's exciting to me.
Oh, yes, it is.
So I want to just point everyone to the show notes, the caption of this video, if you will. And there are a couple of different links. First of all, I know it took me at least a year or two to understand the structure of NAWBO. There's NAWBO chapters, there's NAWBO leadership, there is a board, there is a staff, and there's all kinds of things to know. And you might say, I don't need to know. You might want to know because serving on the national board might be something that interests you. And just learning is awesome. But you'll find that, Cristina, can you just tell us how you're serving the NAWBO Nation this year? I know you've said it before, but I'm sure we have new people in the audience.
Well, what I'd like to do, if I can go back just a little bit, step back just a little bit, is one other thing I heard, and I was so excited to hear some of the comments I heard during conference were, hey, I wanted to join NAWBO a few years ago, and I'm leading to your question. Don't let me forget, I will answer your question. And I didn't necessarily have a great experience. And then someone else told me a year later, come on, please come. And it wasn't until she went to her third meeting, like a year later, and I asked her, I said, did you get involved? And she said, I joined a committee. So wow. She got engaged at the chapter level. And I know for a fact that that specific chapter is very engaged with national. And I will say this, and you ladies and gentlemen have heard me say this, I think the key to a wonderful chapter experience is also experiencing the national piece of it, utilizing the resources, because if we all come together and work together, we're going to continue to be a better organization each and every day. So to answer your question, I'm from the San Antonio chapter, for those of you who do not know. And like so many of us in leadership, you join the chapter, more often than not, you love it, you love the experience, and then what happens? The current leadership is like, hey, would you like to serve on the board? Okay. So yeah, sure. So I served my years on the board in San Antonio, and then had the unbelievable opportunity to serve for the national board. I'm in year 4. I never imagined that my wonderful board, both the Institute board and of course our NAWBO board, none of us ever imagined, nor did our beautiful chapter leadership across the country imagine that we would be serving our years in a virtual capacity. So it is what it is. We've embraced it. We've accepted it. And I really appreciate my journey to the national board. It is something that I will hold near and dear to my heart. And I'm very excited to have this opportunity. WBC is over, kind of sad, but that's okay. We'll move on and do everything else that we need to do as an organization. But right now, Margaret, I think, and ladies, forgive me for saying this, but the opportunity is now to put your name in the hat. Yeah, the month of October,
Yeah.
to nominate yourself or have someone in your organization, in your chapter, nominate you for the national board. And there's really even this cool video that you can see that highlights some of the current board members and lets you know what their experience is. So the question you just asked me, there's more of that information out there. If you look at the member news that went out, was that earlier this week or was that last week? My days run together. But anyway, but hopefully that answered your question. That's just a high level, a bird's eye view of my road to the national board.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cristina. No, I think it's something that we should talk about often. You know, being in marketing, I know that we can talk about something one time and that probably reached 1% of the people that need to hear it. So I have learned that we need to say it over and over and over. And I hope this is one of those working from home situations. I heard my door creak in the background. I went on mute right now, and you saw my lips moving, but you didn't hear me. And I told my husband, I am on a national live.
It's part of it right now. I always am so worried my dog is going to bark, but she's been very good. She gets an award because she's been very quiet and really good.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, it's like at the beginning, you know, or even because I've worked virtually since I started my company, really. And, you know, you're always so particular but now it's like people have to be so understanding of like kids running through, husbands running through, dogs barking. So anyway, thank you so much for sharing that, Cristina. And I'm so glad that you shared the very beginning of it too, because I know that there are times where new members or potential members, they don't mesh right away with the experience they had at whatever level, at the chapter level, and you know, whatever level that was. And I just say, like, let's just have grace with each other, because if you look at this organization as a whole, we are in this together, not just in this 2020 world, just in business. I mean, people maintain their membership year after year because the extraordinary value from all sides, right? New business, masterminding, not even if they're in a mastermind, but they have people where they can bounce ideas off of. And I mean, it's just, I've heard people say, I've gone through the hardest time of my life, maybe even personally. And they said, I don't know if I would have been able to keep my business had I not had my NABO to lean on, because we don't get the business support from our personal side of our lives. Even as much as we're loved, they just don't know how to support us that way. So anyway, just have grace with each other. If you're listening to this by some chance and you are not a member, or you've given up on membership for whatever reason, I just want to personally invite you, and I know our current chair invites you to join us.
And all of our leaders across the country as well. So we're in it together, and it's evident. I mean, you can see it. You can see how all of us working together is making a better world for us, at least for us in this organization.
That's right. That's right. So with that is our tribute to NABO right now. But as we said, we're wrapping up the live part of this conference. So going back to my show notes, there to learn more about Cristina. And then if you go around the site, you can find out more about NABO, but Cristina's link is there. So you can just see a little bit about her and how she served. There's also a link right below inside of the copy where it says that we have wrapped up day 6 of the extended programming. And now you have the opportunity to join at a reduced cost because all the live is no longer available to you, but you do have the ability to still watch all the sessions, which is going to be amazing for you. This was a big part of the programming, workshops, learning sessions. Yesterday's session with Facebook about Instagram stories was really great. People walked away with some really great tips. And just so you know, if you register for this on-demand version of the conference before October 12th and use the promo code GIFT on demand, you get all of the programming for $77. Otherwise,
and that's through the end of the month.
Yeah. Well, for the end of the month, it's $99.
Okay.
They decided to extend a $22 discount. So after the 12th, the 13th through the 31st, it'll be $99. But if you do this now, between now and the 12th, you'll get it for $77. So
that's a great deal.
Right? I mean, honestly, the session about creating your executive presence in your space, that session with Evolving by Design, Cristina, has just changed me. Even you, this is the first time you're seeing this angle of my room, of this room that I've created my office to be in. And it's because I took those techniques that she said, because I'm not a house designer in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, I say I'm like the original bachelor pad wherever I live. Just a place to hang my hat. But, oh man, and I just feel so inspired in my space right now. And it just took a little bit. I didn't even buy one thing. I used what I had. Can you believe that?
That's neat. In my office, in my home office,
Yeah.
because we went to virtual, I really needed to bring, so many of us have, here's our NABO stuff, here's our work stuff. Well, I have a little shrine to NABO in my little nook here in my home. Yeah. And I wish I would have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, the things that we learned through some of these really neat sessions and workshops, I tell you, we're going to take that information with us and keep using it.
Totally. Some really great sessions. And then when you buy the on-demand, you'll also get access to all the exhibitor booths. Now, the exhibitors are not going to be live in these booths anymore all month long, but you can still connect with them, or you can still get their free downloads. And so a lot of the exhibitors had some really great information. And so you can go in there, you can learn at your own pace between now and October 31st. So definitely take us up on that and tag us if you do that. If you have any questions, we're still here to support you in your after WBC live journey. We're still going to be going live. I actually still have giveaways. So Darla Beggs gave us a ton of giveaways. Darla, I have not forgotten that. I just wanted to use them at the most perfect time. And so now I want to engage those that are just going to be starting their WBC journey now. So
perfect. Yay. That's great. Thank you, Darla.
So here we are. Wrapping this up, and I had promised that we would be doing the drawing for the Institute. As we've said a couple times, the Institute is how we support women who are starting or growing their business through programming, and that is a section of NABO that is growing and developing. And thank you all for your donations throughout the year, and especially at this conference. Every donation, you had the opportunity to earn tickets for this raffle that we are about to do. The first raffle we'll do is for the 7 NABO scarves. Now, I wish I had that picture on hand, and I do not. And so, but it's 7 NABO scarves. I've posted it a couple times recently, so you can see it on the Facebook feed of NABO and the Instagram feed and LinkedIn. And we are going to choose that winner now. So I am going to ask you, Cristina, if you can please pick a number between 1 and 72.
Okay, how about 54?
Okay. And the winner of the raffle for the 7 scarves is Carolyn Piston. Yay!
Wow. Do we know what part of the country?
I don't have that information. No, I'm sorry. I wish I did.
Well, congratulations, Carolyn. That is so great. Those scarves are beautiful. I love the colors. They're just gorgeous.
They really are. Okay, and then for this next one, I'm going to ask you for another number, and I have rearranged the order. So the numbers are at random. So 1 through 72.
65.
65. And the winner of the tote bag, of the Tory Burch tote bag, is Mary Kravitz.
Wow. Congratulations, Mary. There's going to be a lot of jealous women out there.
So those are our 2 winners. And speaking of Mary Kravitz, we actually will be, there's a lot of news to report out of NAWBO. So it's like, what do we give you first? So later on today, I am going to be sharing a journey between Circle Around, Verizon, Mary Kravitz, and PearlTrans.com, Lorena Camargo out of NAWBO, Los Angeles. And the journey of, I mean, I won't do it justice, but they are doing an amazing project together. And how exciting has that been, Cristina?
It's very exciting. I can't wait for everyone to have an opportunity to see what's been going on.
Yes, and so they're doing a joint project, but they also are providing us with video of some of the journey. And so some of that video is out. We'll be sharing that later on today. We wanted it to have its own stage, but I thought I wasn't even going to mention it. But since Mary Kravitz won, it's on my mind. But this is awesome. So many amazing opportunities. Mary has an awesome NAWBO story as well. And so does Lorena. Do you mind if I share this?
No, please do.
So one day I met, because I'm in NAWBO, Los Angeles as well. Lorena and I had met years earlier at an event, and then, she got busy in business and we just never connected. And then do you remember when we did leadership development, the Leadership Academy in Las Vegas?
Oh, yes.
So fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, that was fun. I would give anything to be there with you guys right now. But anyway, Lorena was there. She just showed up. And as you know, Leadership Academy back then, that was 3 or 4 years ago. It was very geared towards leaders, chapter leaders. It's not what it is today, because now Leadership Academy is for, yes, there's a slice for chapter leaders, but then of course it's just pure leadership. So if you want to be a better leader, you go, send your team, send your staff, send your, you go. Anybody is welcome. But anyway, Lorena showed up, and I just thought, she's like, yeah, I just want to get more involved in NAWBO. And I hadn't seen her at a NAWBO LA event in a long time. And I love when people just show up at national events. No invitation besides the open invitation of registering. To me, that's brave. I love it.
And you know what? They show up that one time,
mm-hmm.
and almost always you see them again.
They're just changed. Mm-hmm. And now I see all these opportunities that have come up for her. She was also, it's just amazing. As you know, one of my favorite sayings is be wildly excited about the possibilities, because you don't know. I cannot tell you what your NABO journey is going to be like, right, Cristina?
No, and it's different for everyone. And it's what you put into it.
That's right. And I don't know, what that's going to look like. I just know that you just need to buckle up and be excited because something's going to happen. And so I think that's really great for Lorena. And I don't know Mary's journey exactly like I do a little bit of Lorena's, but Mary's was also, she got involved. And her NABO journey has been amazing as well. And so now they're doing this joint effort with Circle Around and Verizon. And this whole project was led or, spearheaded or managed, if you will, by Linda Bishop from NABO HQ. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I know she's having a great time with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's it. I mean, we could probably talk forever. Actually, I'll say one more thing, Cristina.
Please do.
Well, I feel like, this is kind of like our newsletter. Ooh, monthly newsletter.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe that's something that you and I need to talk about and just basically talk about everything that Cristina puts in the newsletter.
But what a great opportunity to hear our members' stories from across the country.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Joyce answered your question. She said Carolyn is from San Francisco area, California.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
And so just to remind everyone, the two women who just won the scarves and then the tote, they were in a separate raffle because they donated to the NABO Institute. So, yay.
Congratulations. And thank you for your donations.
Absolutely. So the last thing that we'll talk about is our next national event, which is Leadership Academy. And that will be February 4th and 5th virtually. So all of that is already on the website. You can go and register early. Let's get excited. I will be there. Cristina will be there.
We'll all be there, and we look forward to seeing everyone that is going to be there. And I bet we're going to have more participation and hopefully new participation. I'm so excited.
Me too. I know they're networking as well. Because
Yeah. And I know we had a lot of new people to NABO with us at WBC. Maybe we'll see the same at our Leadership Academy, February 4th and 5th.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, Cristina, I think that is a wrap. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. I appreciate it. I always enjoy visiting with you. And I wish everyone out in NABO Nation a fabulous weekend. Today's Friday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish everyone a wonderful, safe, happy weekend. And thank you again, NABO staff, for everything you did to make sure we had a wonderful, successful WBC. We appreciate it.
Awesome.